Welcome back to the channel. Got another video on the 633 CSI. Today we are working in the engine compartment. So this engine, I looked over it a little bit when we first purchased the vehicle, and from what I've heard from the owner, the engine cranks and it had decent compression. So we'll see if that's true. I brought a compression tester as well as a new battery and a remote starter. So we'll try to get this cranked up today. What we have to do before that is vacuum out the inside of this vehicle. As you can see, there is just dirt, grime, leaves, whatever you want. It's pretty much in this engine bay. So I went on ahead and bought an engine harness, and I showed it in my last video, a wiring harness, because you can already see from some of the connectors that things were just cut. There wasn't a lot of things to be salvaged from this wiring harness, and I just didn't want to have to chase a lot of electrical gremlins inside of here. So I bought a known good harness with the known good ECU, and the goal is to check this engine out. If the engine is good, then we would do anything else to try to get this engine actually running, and I won't have to take this out. I don't want to have to take out the engine because it has such low miles on it. I want to be able to keep it in here. So we'll see how that goes even. So here's the engine bay. As we can see, there's just piles of leaves here. There's kind of holes and just cracked things on. This is a coolant reservoir right here. The windshield wiper fluid cap is missing. It's just a lot of caps, and there's, like I said earlier, a lot of things were just kind of cut and just unplugged, and it seems like somebody started to take this apart, or at least part it out, and just stopped and never completed any of it. Our first goal is to just vacuum this out, get this area a little bit clean. Then we will remove the battery over there, remove this air intake right here. We'll take out the spark plugs, put in the compression tester, put in a new battery, get the remote starter, and get some readings to see how healthy this motor is. From the outside looking in, I mean, it is dirty in the engine compartment, but the actual motor doesn't have any big glaring holes in the block that I can just see from up here. There are some things that I know will need to be replaced, probably a head gasket, and maybe some other things, but I'm hoping it isn't going to be too crazy on all of the things that I have to replace in here. So let's go ahead and let's get it. Yesterday I kind of ended early. I vacuumed a little bit over here as well as down through here, but I didn't get to actually do the compression test yesterday. We went up to the North Georgia mountains and kind of took a couple of videos on there. So anyways, go check out my shorts of my 340 yesterday in the mountains. But today we're gonna go ahead and remove the spark plugs, take out this airbox first, and see if we can see all of the spark plugs, and then go ahead on with the compression test. So let's do it. here's where we're at. Took the full airbox out and kind of just moved it out of the way. What's really cool is it has an air filter. I mean, not air filter, but an airflow coming straight from the headlight. I know a lot of guys kind of do that as an aftermarket thing, but this car kind of came straight with it, straight into the airbox. And this big old thing right here is our mass airflow sensor. So back in these days, everything was mechanical. So this actually opens up and closes. So I'm very grateful that I have a few more of these in the trunk, as I shown in my last video. So hopefully this whole configuration works. If it doesn't, I have a few more that I can test on. But let's look at the overall motor. So as we see here already, I am pretty sure, or no, this isn't the head gasket. No, this is an exhaust gasket that's just been mangled and just absolutely nasty. So let's see if we could just get into the spark plugs and worry about that gasket another day. So let's take these out. But as we see the engine, it's pretty nasty still. Maybe vacuum a little bit just so none of this dirt and debris goes into the actual motor. I think this motor is trashed. Yeah, I'm hoping that this one was just the actual spark plug or whatever, but we will see. I know it's been a few weeks since I uploaded a video, but I've been dealing with a lot of different things with the motor, just kind of contemplating ideas and kind of going to the drawing board a little bit to try to figure out what I want to overall do with the project. So over the past few weeks, I've been trying to basically do a compression test on this motor. I have a little bit of clips of me kind of cleaning out the inside of the motor and everything over the past week or so. And everything was going fine until the first few. And then I got to spark plug number 5 on cylinder 5. And as much as I tried, it was not coming out. I had put PB Blaster. I did a lot of different things to try to get it out. And the only thing that was coming out was the corrosion from the spark plug. So I thought that the spark plug may have been cracked or it may have been seized or something like that. So I had kind of consulted with some of my friends and online and everything, and I was under the impression that I was just going to pull the motor and possibly pull the head, try to get the spark plug out and then just go from there. But I decided to give it a couple of more tries before I did that because a lot of my friends had just let me know that, like, once you take the motor out, there's a lot of other things that of course come along with it, which I understand, and I wanted to keep this motor in here as long as possible and not have to take it out, especially with it only being 77,000 miles on it. I really want to get the most of the life out of this motor as I can. So back to cylinder 5, it was just spewing out just white dust pretty much, and it was just all nasty and everything. And so I came in today and I basically took a small, almost needle nose kind of screwdriver, very tiny, one that you use for like computer parts or something, and kind of went around the edge of the spark plug for as much as I could. And I finally got some resistance and felt the edge of the actual bolt. And I was like, okay, I'm doing a little bit something here. So it took me about 20 minutes of actually just crawling out and clawing out all the like corrosion and everything until I was able to actually get the spark plug remover on the spark plug and actually get it out. So I'm very thankful for that because we don't have to pull the motor prematurely and we can actually do a compression test. So that's where we're going to start the video today, is basically completing the compression test on the car. So I've already removed the intake, all of the spark plugs, and now we're going to go over here to remove the fuel relay over here, excuse me. And then we'll put in a new battery, and I got a remote starter, and then we'll go ahead and give this thing a start and see what the compressions are for each of the different cylinders. We still may have to pull the motor out eventually in the future, but as long as I can delay that, will be better, and try to just get everything in working order for right now, because it's sitting in there currently right now. So let's go over to the fuse box and pull the fuel fuse or the fuel relay. You can do either one. So over here in the engine, after I removed the fuse, I seen the old battery and I had to basically make new battery connections on here because the old connectors right here were literally fused together. And I didn't want to use these terminals at all because it's just nasty and corroded, and it wouldn't have been the best for a brand new battery. So I had these laying around, so I made a new positive and negative, and then ran the wires to the correct positions. They had an aftermarket wire coming from the starter, and because of that, this wire is very short. So I already have one on order right now to have a longer starter wire, so that I can sit this battery down more flush and it's more complete inside of here. But after I had everything hooked up, I have my remote starter here. The red light means it's hot circuit, ready to go, and I press the button, and this is the sound that it gives me. So that basically means the starter is not engaging with the flywheel, and because of that, I'm going to have to get a new starter. It's pretty common on older cars, especially cars in this type of condition. So that's perfectly fine. We knew we were going to have to order a few parts for the engine, so I'm going to place that one on order, and then we'll be able to test the compression and finally see if this motor is good. So that's probably going to be the end of this video. I do have some videos that I have on the 340 that I'm working on, so I have to do some maintenance on there as I'm getting close to 90,000 miles. So stay tuned on the channel for that. But that's going to be it for the 633 as of right now. It sucks that we're not able to do the compression test, but that's okay. We'll start working on some more interior pieces because we do have to take out the entire dash inside of here and fix the dash, as well as a lot of other small things. So stay tuned for that in some of the other videos. But for now, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.